Hey, hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals. It's me, Christopher, your favorite plant guy. I was out here in the garden today, and I just wanted to share some things. Like this one, I want to show this one plant to you. But so when my parents, and we'll do a little walk here. So I don't want to just. So when we bought the house, there were like 5 or 6 plants that we planted when we bought it, and most of them are still living, but one of them that's still going on this corner here, if you can see it. I can't see. Oh, there it is. I was looking in this screen, but it's so yeah. It's the Nandina domestica. This sun is really Nandina domestica, or heavenly bamboo, and it is just really going off this year. Lots of flowers. I like them when they get mature and they bloom. They kind of hold their flowers up. They're kind of like Mahonia does. But you can see these are all flowers. There's a flower, new shoot with the flower, new shoot with these new shoots back here. This was all like this year's growth. But this is it's another one with a lot of flowers on it, and that means I'm gonna get a lot of the where is it? I just saw some berries on it. There it is, the red berries. See the little berries it gets, and they persist for years. I mean, they'll just sit there until they all die off. They're real pretty. I mean, they're great. Like, I like to in the winter, I like to take some of them and like add them to the wreath and the Christmas garland and stuff. And they are toxic, but birds don't eat them. My dogs never eat. They're not edible or palatable to animals, but they can be very toxic. So if you have like a little child or something who puts things in their mouth, I would probably have this plant not, in that area. But other than that, it's just a really fail-safe plant. Like, it never gets any diseases, at least for me. I mean, it can get like a whitefly, maybe mealybug, but usually not. And I planted it on this corner of the house right here as like it just kind of softened the corner, right? See? And I had a hard time planting it right there. Right there. You see how close it is to the house, right? I did that a lot when I was younger because I didn't really know what I was doing. Planting things too close to the house. I just didn't, I didn't know anything about plants then. I was, 10, 11 or something. But now, actually, I was younger than that. No, it was 1993, I think, when we bought the house. My parents bought the house, not me. But yeah, heavenly bamboo. It's not a bamboo at all, but it kind of grows in these like shoots type things. And once they get mature like this one, they're really, really nice. The leaves are really nice on it too. See that whole thing there? Or maybe you get a better one. Here, I think it'd be better if I did this, right? Let me see. Come here. See that? See that? That is all. Okay, it's in the shade there. There we go. That's all one leaf. That is the leaf, and it's compounded into leaflets. That's where the term leaflet came from. A leaflet. And what's nice about them too is, the new leaves that come out. In some of the hybrids, the new leaves come out like a burgundy color, but in some of the hybrids, they come out like this bright, fiery red. And then throughout the year, the leaves will have like a redding like this. This isn't a disease or something. It's just what they do. They have like a redding or a rust kind of look to the leaf. See this whole shoot? This is all this is all this year. And, then the leaves are green. It's evergreen, right? Dark green leaves. And they, later when the weather cools, they kind of take some like fall color, but it's evergreen. And, some people like to trim it, hedge it, but I don't like to do that. I like to just let the leaves be, unless I need to cut out something dead or a flower spike, like that. I might cut that out, but I'm not going to because it's not done yet. What will happen is those flower spikes will then well up and make little berries that come out green, and then they turn purple and then red, and then they persist for years. That was like one of the first flowers it had when we planted it. When we planted it, it was like this tall, knee high to a corn stalk, as they say. But then look at the new foliage. It's so nice, and the color, it's green. So there's always something going on with it. It's and drought tolerant too. They like water, or respond well to normal landscaping water. Don't overwater them. But yeah, this is pretty. I'm hoping I'm really trying this year I want to enter stuff in the fair again like I used to, right? But nothing's ever, like my orchids, for instance, I don't know how they do it because they're never in bloom during the fair season. And it's nice too, the petals kind of fall off. It looks kind of like snow on the patio or something. Just a really good plant. And like I said, there's copious amounts of hybrids for it, right? And it does well in sun and shade. That's kind of why I planted it here on this east is that way, north is that way, so it's north. See, this is the north side, ferns. But it's it's kind of, oh, look at this, look at the leaf here, little green worms. They got the little whatever. Gardening is fun, yay. But yeah, here it is on this side. It's just a great plant, and the flowers are nice and white. Now, if you don't like the flowers, if you don't like the berries, you can just cut them off. But like I said, there's hybrids, so there's all kinds of different hybrids for different colorations in the leaves, hybrids for different plant sizes, hybrids for different flower sizes. There's a dwarf, there's a semi-dwarf, there's all kinds of ones. There's a red one, a purple one, burgundy, all kinds of things. So it's something that you should really, really add to your garden. I recommend it. I hope I'm getting good coverage of it, because it's just really a great plant. I wanted to get a dwarf one. I wanted to get some of the dwarf ones, like the burgundy, to plant over here, like behind this fountain thing, like back in there, like 1, 2. Because I have this. Well, this is the plum, and the other one's kind of a not purple, but my sister trimmed them like a tree, and it's not a tree. They're supposed to be a bush. They're supposed to be bushes, more like a hedge right there. But what can you do? Oh, here's my newest project. I just moved this sage over here under this tree because my salvia gregori, or in English it's called hot lips sage, salvia, right? Salvia is Latin for sage. And so these are actually some of the original ones that we planted when we bought the house. Back here, there was nothing back here except this jacaranda tree. Nothing else was back here. Absolutely nothing. Everything else, everything we planted back here. And so I planted 1, 2, and this Mexican sage, 3, 4, and 5's over there. They're not really, they were like off center a little bit, but whatever. So I was moving my sprinkler here. Yes, I am a landscaper, but no, I do not have an irrigation system in my yard. When I was off in college, my dad had a guy come and just, because one of the valves was leaking. And I was like, oh, yeah, I can fix that. Don't worry. So I wanted to keep it in place and redo it. And yeah, they just whipped it all up, capped it, and now there's random pipes in the ground that don't go anywhere. I call them the pipe to nowhere. That's also where drugs will get you. Stay in school, kids. Ooh, look, ooh, the amaryllis is blooming. And my naked ladies, well, these are also amaryllis. I got a lot of these. They're everywhere. Not agapanthus, it's naked ladies. Look, it's just taking over. But they're starting to go yellowish, and there's a rose in there somewhere. Oh yeah, those were some of the first ones we planted back here, and there was nothing else. I take that back. The roses were back here. They had these the house had pink iceberg roses all throughout. In the front yard, backyard. Most of them lived, some of them died. But yeah. So the amaryllis is starting to bloom. I don't know. Feeling this aloe is blooming too. This one's real pretty. I think I got that one from Lotus Land, maybe. I don't know. But yeah. And the palm trees are coming along. Palm trees. Yay. Yippity doo-dah. And ooh, look at this. The wisteria. Remember I told you about the wisteria? Now let's get out of the sun here. Ooh, oh yeah, see there's a flower right there. It was just opened, I think today or yesterday. See how they're kind of purple? The Chinese wisteria has like a blue coloration. More blue and they're longer, about twice as long. But I planted it because it's purple. And it does the same thing as other wisteria. I mean, this is a tiny little trellis for this big vine, but you know, here's another one coming out. I wasn't sure if it was gonna bloom because we just put this trellis in. And I think I did a video on that one already, so you can just watch that. Yeah, I don't know. Front yard, whatever. Nothing's going on here. I mean, there is, but I don't know, nothing. I just wanted to show that one video, right? Because see, like I said, when we bought this house, there's nothing here. None of these plants. There's like a lantana right there. Nothing. That tree was not here. Nothing. There was agapanthus along the border of the house and lantana in front. And of those plants we planted when we bought the house, 4 of them were these palm trees. these pygmy date palms. Oh, I remember. See this pig? See, like this one. This one's by the door, so it has three. You know, two, 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 three. You know, it's just by the door, right? I wanted something to like guide the eye to. Oh, look, that one's different, right? That one's, you know, it guides the eye there. Let's see what I did is, so this one stalk was actually coming this way, and I kind of liked it. It was on one side of the pillar and the other, but when it was smaller, it was nice, you know. But now that it got taller, it was starting to grow this way, and I can see how it would kind of grow into the doorway. And I kind of thought that might be cool because unfortunately eventually they're going to have to shoot out from under this porch, right? Like I was hoping this shade would keep them smaller, like this one is kind of, but like this guy right here, this is perfect. This is exactly what I planted it for. I wanted it to give privacy on that window, right? And then there's another one over here. Oh fuck, this isn't blooming. This cactus is orchid cactus. Let's see how this one's starting to shoot up into that little opening in the roof. That's what I wanted. Oh, you can see we need to fix that. We're gonna get a new roof soon. Because there's fucking problems. It doesn't really leak, but it's just, look at it. It's 45 years old. Maybe a little older now. But this is blooming, but none of them are open right now. And they're just red flowers. But they're real pretty. And this is really easy to grow too. There's one in the back there that's about to open. But this one's really easy to, it's an orchid cactus. I mean, if you're in the neighborhood and you want some of this stuff, I can give it to you all day long. Like it grows like a motherfucker. And sometimes, like if I were to break one of these shoots off and like have it sitting on my potting bench, it would bloom when it's not even in the ground. And you know, and we used to have more ferns up here, but my dad had my sister come through here and he wanted everything away from the house. And I'm like, well, you know, it's not really on the house, it's just growing beside it. Like, see how that sword fern is growing now? It used to be on both sides of the palm tree, and it was the same thing on this side. It was just all sword fern. Not the whole bed, but just like a little row of it. And it just all got taken out, so it's coming back. And we used to have other ferns too. We used to have a couple tree ferns. We had that Tasmanian fern, we had a tree fern there, a tree fern here, and another Tasmanian over there, but it didn't make it. And bird of paradise is something I want to try and propagate and get on the other side of the door. But that's what I wanted. I wanted two, because that's what we did. We planted two, but for something, nothing wants to grow here. It's like I tried watering it. You know, the iris kind of does all right, but it's just like this dead spot right by the front door, and I don't like it. And I don't really like this heliotrope either. It's just not working out. Maybe it needs a good hard cutting back or something. I guess it got butchered by you know who. Not me. But yeah. Oh, and I was thinking about taking some of these cannas and taking them to the backyard where you saw the fountain. I think that would be nice of them growing behind it, because they're seasonal, right? Like they only grow, you know, spring, summer into the fall. But yeah. Ooh, and here's my little project over here. My neighbor, you know, they're in their 70s, and so I've been working on this hill slope. You know, weeding it and planting it with succulents and things. Stuff you don't have to water. Stuff that would be agreeable with this guy. I appreciate he left this here. He wanted to remove it, and I was like, no, please don't remove this tree, because it's a native. It's a toyon. It's great. I think it's great right here in between the houses. It shades the trash can areas, and you know it's not gonna get too big. I've been really trying to keep it away from the roof, and I did it on that side too, because it was like sitting on the roof, and so I limbed it up. I still want to limb it up more though, right? Like I don't really mind it so much hanging over the roof, but I want there to be like a good clearance, like I don't know, like a good couple feet, 5 feet, maybe 4 feet of clearance between the bottom of the roof and the top of the branches. So like that whole, I think that whole limb will come off, and maybe that little branch right. Ooh, look at that! Look at that big healthy. I don't know if you can see that big new shoot that came out there. Maybe we'll leave that one. But yeah, some of that little spindly stuff I'll take out too. Like what else? What else could we probably? I don't know. Like what's this doing? Right? It's not doing anything. I might take that out. I might take this out. What's that? That's not doing anything either. Right? Maybe even take that one out. I don't know. Right? Well, I guess that's all that's new for today, huh? I don't know, I just wanted to show you that. And hey, if anyone ever sees anything in my videos, like, hey, I like that plant. Can you, can you know, I can most likely hook you up with a beware of dog. Oh, look at this sign. I found this sign the other day. It says, restricted area, no trespassing or loitering, because, you know, fuck, I found a bunch of these too with it. I got some of these if you want some extra road signs. Private property, stay the fuck out. You know, and I've been working on this gate too. You know, it's kind of old. I don't know if you can see how I kind of... Don't look at those nails. I definitely didn't do that when I was sober. But these things, these are to keep this from, because it's kind of getting a little, it's old. I mean, this fence is, I don't know, a little old. It's getting there, right? But I just wanted it, I don't like it. See? I didn't want it dragging. It still kind of drags right there. But there's nothing better in a garden than a good gate. Right? Oops, sorry. Alright, well, I'm gonna skedaddle. Right?